Hi guys, Boltsauce here once again and welcome back for some more information videos on active aggression. So in this one I'm actually going to talk about one of the three factions, which is the United States Army. But before we do so, let me just recap the story real quick, so to just refresh your memories. So active aggression is to be set in the 2020s, during which many states around the world are buckling underneath this economical crisis, and that basically destroys some nations and paves the way for some underdogs to rise. And one of those underdogs is the cartel. And the cartel is basically born out of private military contractors that has infiltrated numerous organizations and agencies, and they are taking power from the United States and the United Nations. And this basically starts the beginning of a war, or a conflict, I should say. So, quite a good story. There will be two campaigns, as I said in the previous video. One of them will be about the US's efforts to rout the cartel, and the other one will be Chimera, which is like an organization that the United Nations put together to tackle the cartel. Anyway, let's talk about the units that the US Army has. So first off is the M978 tanker, and the main purpose for this vehicle is probably to transport fuel in and around the base. I don't know if vehicles actually run out of fuel. If that is the case, you will also have to use these guys to resupply your vehicles on the battlefield. And just look at the details on this vehicle. Actually concentrate on the front. You can see those two hooks where you can attach cables and that mesh. And here's a real tanker, and you can actually see that all the details are just spot on. Like, the model is just amazingly detailed, and that just makes the game so much better. The next vehicle on the list is this Humvee, and I think this one in particular is a medical Humvee, depending, well, if I look at that red cross in the front, at least I think that's a cross. I wouldn't know what else that would be, but that's actually quite cool. I'm wondering if infantry magically heals when you roll up this Humvee, or you actually have to transport your infantry back to base. And here's a real-life Humvee without any upgrades, and I'm wondering if you actually have to use transports for your infantry. If that is the case, you might be able to also upgrade those Humvees with like a machine gun like this picture, or even like an ATGM launcher like this one. So that would be really cool to have. The next vehicle is a LAV-AD, and this one in particular is the AA upgrade of the LAV. And this one has a minigun there, as you can see, probably a Vulcan cannon, and 8 Stinger missiles. And this is the LAV-AD in real life. As you can see, the details are also again spot on. This is a regular LAV-25 with a 25mm cannon on top, the Bushmaster. And I'm wondering if you can actually upgrade that LAV to be something like this, with ATGMs on top, and you know, perhaps even like multiple cannons or something. You never know, it's like 2020. So the next beast on the list is the M1A2 Abram, and this one in particular, the most upgraded version, has those two 50 cals on top. I think those are 50 cals, and it has that heavy machine gun just above the turret, and it has its main cannon. Absolute death, born to kill, armor all over the place. And here you can see the three variants of the M1A2 that you can have. Left one is of course not upgraded, the middle one is slightly upgraded with some more armor and all, and the right one is just absolutely buffed up to basically be absolute death. Next up is the assault breacher vehicle, seen in this picture here, and that is actually a minefield breaching vehicle. And whatever it is, it looks like something I would use to just farm around with. Here's the thing in real life, and it looks absolutely beast, and I think the modeling is already spot on. Next up we have some infantry, and these are actually the riflemen that the US Army gets, and the model for this unit actually comes from Wargamer Dragon. But yeah, if something is not broken, why fix it? Only improve. Next to regular infantry, we also have a sniper unit in the US Army, and I'm wondering if this is actually just a regular infantry unit you can buy like hundreds of, or if it's like one of those special super soldiers where you can only buy like 10 of max per game. So, but yeah, whatever it is, it's definitely going to be awesome to have some snipers in this game. And you can actually put infantry in just civilian buildings, so I am actually wondering if you can put like different types of infantry in one building, like maybe like ATGMs, snipers, and just regular riflemen. That would be really interesting to see. Next up, some aircraft, and this aircraft in particularly is thought to be a drone and not a Nighthawk as I suggested or thought it would be. But it will be a drone basically to call in airstrikes or just to be recon over the battlefield. And I am happy to inform that if you play with USA, you will get the B-2 bomber. Next up is the AH-64 Apache, and that's going to be really awesome indeed. And I do think that the modeling is really well done. Someone did comment that they basically imported models from Wargame Red Dragon, but what do you think they should have done? I mean, it's an Apache. It's probably not gonna change that much. So I think they did a good job of just importing it, adjusting it a little bit to make it more futuristic, and just to go with it. I mean, don't fix something that isn't broken, only improve it. A second helicopter is this little bird, at least we think it's a little bird, on the bottom left corner here. And I think that would be a little bird with like miniguns or just infantry transport maybe. I don't know if infantry comes in helicopters as well, or if you can actually put them in helicopters and then like take them out of helicopters and put them in just regular vehicles or something like that. We have not seen any footage of that besides infantry being transported in some sort of LAVs as seen here. But besides that, we don't know any other transports for infantry just of yet. Besides helicopters, we also, of course, have planes, and this is the F-22 Raptor, which looks gorgeous, and the F-35, which looks really boss as well. And this is the F-35 in real life. So, well, those were all the units. Now we're actually going to talk about the buildings that we know of. So this is the US Army headquarters, and you actually have to upgrade this building in order to get like better upgrades for your units, to upgrade your factories, your barracks, your ATCs, to get like better stuff overall. It's basically like Blitzkrieg 3. I don't know if you watched that game, but if you upgrade your headquarters, you are able to upgrade the rest of your base. Next up, your power stations, and these buildings, as you can see, do need to be guarded because they are your only source of power, and if you lose this, you will probably not be able to produce tanks, to call in airstrikes, to have base defenses, or anything basically. Without power, everything just dies. Speaking of power, this is the Refinery, which gives you power from resources that you collect with those M978 tankers, and this is probably where fuel or other resources get processed and stored. And make sure that you put these, in the future of course, you put these close to where your buildings are that produce stuff like factories or like barracks and all, because they need to be close to the resources that they need to use. This is the US Army Barrack, and it'll probably be to train and equip and just basically to produce infantry units. And at this point, this is the only version of the barrack that we know of, and you might be able to upgrade this building or the tent to be a building in order to get like better infantry units, but I have no idea at this point, but that might as well be a possibility in the future. Speaking of recruiting and producing units, this is a factory that of course produces all of your armored vehicles, and there you can actually see an M1A2 being spawned out. And as I said, with resources, make sure you either put your factories close to your refineries or the other way around, because this factory will of course use a lot of petroleum and a lot of aluminium in order to produce those tanks. So thinking about your base location and your base like build, your architecture is really important in this game. And next to the factory that produces tanks and armored vehicles, here we can see a factory that produces those tank disposer vehicles, and I don't know how that building is called, but it will probably be all about cleaning up and protecting units all over the battlefield. Next up, we actually go to a building that is being shared in two factions, the US Army and the Cartel. They both share this air traffic control building, which enables you to call in airstrikes. Speaking of airstrikes, this is the M1M Patriot, or the MIM Patriot, I don't know what it is exactly, but this will basically defend your base against airstrikes. As you can see, it has 4 missiles, and it will probably be to intercept planes or maybe even intercept missiles. We have no idea what it does at this point, but it's probably an AA piece, of course, anti-aircraft piece, but we don't know if it is also for intercepting long-range missiles. Next to that Patriot to defend the base, we also have a C-RAM, and this thing is probably going to be mainly focused on taking down incoming projectiles, like maybe like ATGMs or missiles, but it will probably also be able to defend against like helicopters and airplanes. But yeah, those were basically all of the units and buildings that we know of that belongs to the US Army. There will be more, because they did tell us there will be more than 20 buildings per faction. So, and we've only talked about like, I believe 10 of them. So make sure you do subscribe to this channel in order to receive more updates, more videos and all of that. And basically to support me. Let's try to get this video over 100 likes, guys. I will tell you guys a dirty joke. Anyway, yeah, that was it. So do all the good stuff down below. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.